I'm thrilled that I'm still able to join you from. You can see everybody in the room. Everybody looks great, and it looks like we have about 40 people on telepresence and on the phone. So no surprise that we have such a huge turnout to honor Brenda. And for those of you on the phone, thank you for joining. I do want you all to know we'll give you all a chance to share comments. So I'm going to start us off, but everyone, whether you're in the room, on the phone, or on telepresence, you will have an opportunity to share comments. And I know you're all eager to do so. So I'm going to get us kicked off. So first of all, I just want to share that it's been an honor and a privilege to have Brenda as part of my leadership team for the past 4 years or so. To be honest, many of you have known Brenda and worked with Brenda for decades. So I'm very eager to hear from all of you. And I'm expecting some fun stories from years past. But to be honest, you know, the last 4 years have just been, as I said, an honor for me. And Brenda's been definitely one of the most impactful leaders that I've worked with in my 30 years. So I wanted to share a few words and just tell you a little bit about her leadership from my perspective. First of all, Brenda leads through faith. And those of you that know her know that to be true. She is the epitome of integrity, professionalism, dedication. And she has that exact right balance that is so rare to find in a leader, that exact right balance of leading by head and heart, by brain and by her heart. And it's such a rare combination to find that balance perfectly in a leader, and Brenda has it. Brenda, as you all know, through her career has been a fierce advocate for learning, for development, for the field, and most of all, for those of you that have worked for her, you know this, most of all for her people. And when I say fierce advocate, I would underline fierce, which I personally love and admire. Brenda has been a role model throughout her career for professional women when it comes to balancing family and career. Like myself, she raised 2 boys while managing a very successful career. And I know she's been a role model for many of you and for many of other women on exactly how to do that and do it well. Brenda's a fighter. Whenever I've had a battle in the last 4 years that needed to be fought, guess who I went to first? Brenda Schreiber. She's a fighter, and she does so in a passionate and professional way. She picks the right battles, and she gets it done. She's extremely articulate, as Bill McCormick mentioned before. We all constantly stop and just somewhat admire how articulately Brenda can get her point across. And I would say dedicated. She is one of the most dedicated leaders, and I'll give you a recent example of that. So she is wrapping up her career in just a few days. She's heading on to the next chapter of her life. And we had a leadership meeting yesterday, and let me tell you who was one of the most vocal, dedicated advocates in the room. Brenda did not phone it in yesterday because that's not in her DNA. That's not who she is. Down to the wire, she is getting it done, she is passionate, and she's fighting the good fight. But I think, you know, of all the phrases and all of the adjectives that we'll all be sharing, the phrase that sticks with me best is servant leader. Brenda sees leadership as a calling to serve people, and that's really how she's led her career. So Brenda, you leave a legacy of literally thousands of people who have been impacted by you directly and indirectly. You know, it's like that old adage about a pebble in the water and the ripples just continue. You've impacted people's careers, you've then impacted their families, and you've impacted those that they've gone on to lead. So you leave a legacy here of making it better. You've certainly left this place better than when you started here. And I do want to take a minute and just say how thrilled I am that Dawn, Ben, and Adam are with us. And I want to thank them for sharing Brenda with us over these past several decades. So Dawn, Ben, Adam. So with that, Brenda, we're going to turn to the room because there are some of your peers in the room that also want to share a few words. So I'm going to go to Gina first, if Gina's there.
My eyes are leaking.
Hey everybody, my name is Gina Leach, and I have been a peer and colleague of Brenda's for about 20 years. I first met Brenda, it had to be a merger or conversion, for sure, and there were many more to follow. And she walked past my desk and she saw my little toddler holding his Looney Tunes basketball, and she goes, well, now there's a buster, and she had me at the get-go. So we have been colleagues and friends ever since. As I said, through many mergers, conversions, projects that were due Christmas Eve, right?
You were in church crying. They thought we were fetched by the sermon.
No, we were sobbing about projects that were due.
Yeah.
And that was on the business side. On a personal side, we've been through science fair projects, kids in high school, sons in bands, weddings, funerals, and now babies, right? Yeah. And there's just really no words to describe how special she is to me. I was telling her family, I have, for sure have spent more time and know Brenda more than I do my own sister. And I call her sister in love and jest, but it's true. I mean, you've been there much more than my own family. So it's not goodbye. Matter of fact, this morning we're already planning our first girls' weekend. So, we got.
I thought I was going to get her for
We're going to tell you about that later. I haven't told Randy either. So I'm looking forward to many more, long and fun years where we can connect. So, love you.
Love you.
So I feel like I'm Chip Pinola. I've worked with Brenda. I think it's 14 years, Brenda.
Yeah,
Because, and I'll just be real quick about this. I come from the Chase side of the bank, Chase, New York, and right after we merged, my head was spinning. I came from the New York side of the business. We were doing things a certain way in New York, and I came to Polaris for my first trip ever to Ohio, by the way, and I was to observe a class that was being facilitated by Brenda. And I had so far, at this point, only met very senior people in the ivory tower kind of positions, and as I said, my head was spinning. Then I sat in a class with Brenda, and not only was she engaging and fun and entertaining and smart and knowledgeable and so effective, and I thought, oh my gosh, thank goodness, this is more like what I'm used to kind of thing. She also kind of took me aside and let's talk about the real let's talk about the real world. And she was so friendly and so personable. And then we talked about rock bands and her history with music. And I felt like we had known each other. But I met you that day, and I felt like, and ever since we've been friends. And only recently have we had the chance to be together on the same team, and our partnership has been so amazing. Kim, you did such an articulate job that I'm not going to repeat. But everything Kim said and Gina said, and Brenda, I know we're going to stay in touch. We've had such a good relationship. And the legacy that you have left, look at this.
Very humble.
Thank you. And congratulations.
I made Chip the gift of my team, so he has 2 full-time jobs.
Oh yes, thank you for that also.
All right, so I'm going to set the stage where you do not have to stand right here if you want to speak about Brenda, because we have set the camera to capture the whole room. But since Chip did and Gina did, I feel like I have. So this, I'm going to be quick as well. Brenda and I have known each other forever, and I was trying to figure out how many years, and I don't know if I can come up with it. And we've known each other forever in the good way. And so this is very difficult for me to lose Brenda, because Brenda is the professional that I want to be. So I will say stuff. It's lunchtime, so everybody get ready, all right? So I'll say shit, and then Brenda will say something. I'm like, son of a gun, that's how I wanted to say it. That's the professional that I wanted to be. For those of you who remember highlights, Goofus and Gallant. I am Goofus, she is Gallant. So Brenda, I'm going to love you, I'm going to miss you. Congratulations, thank you guys. You're going to stay on speed dial, so don't get too comfortable.
Thanks, Bill. And that was the team I worked with.
I believe we have a special guest joining us on the phone. Lee Ventrella, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Hi,
And
Lee.
I'm really happy to be here to congratulate Brenda and to join this extravaganza. Billy, you said so well. It is a Brenda extravaganza. I have a few comments to share, and like others, I've known Brenda a long time, since the Chase merger in 2004. And Brenda was one of the folks I interviewed during that merger and learned that she really wasn't a manager at the time. She managed the conversion, but Crystal managed the region. And I felt like I was in a quandary because I knew I wanted Brenda on my management team. Thank God he works in crazy ways, but thank God Crystal's husband had a job in Michigan and she had to move. So all my troubles were Yeah, so Brenda and I worked together for about 11 years. And those 11 years were the best years of my Chase career. She always told me that she would hate to be her own manager because she was very difficult to manage. I took that in, but I would beg to differ with that. She was an extremely valuable member of my management team, and here's some of the examples of why I say that. As others have said, Brenda has excellent leadership skills. They're inherent in her personality. She was born with them, and Chase has only benefited by her having them. She leads with her heart and puts God into the business. Again, a quality we don't see a lot of often, but it really is who Brenda is. She has always done her homework. She kept her ear to the business, whatever client that was, whether it was the small business group on my team or the markets. She knew down to the level what was going on in a branch. She's networked well. When Brenda walked into a room, the room lit up, and she always knew at least one person there, but usually lots of people there. That's how well she was networked into the company. Brenda was an outstanding training manager. She grew her team. She gave actionable feedback. She bonded with trainers across the country with her role in development skills and certification. She probably touched the lives of several hundred trainers over the time we worked together. And I learned that Brenda could sing and dance. I will never be at a wedding and do the line dance again without thinking of Brenda. When you worked for Brenda, she demonstrated exactly what she expected. There were no surprises on her team, which made her an outstanding manager. She cared personally and professionally for every member of the team. Here's an example of something she did during the WAMU conversion. We sent our trainers out on the road for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. Brenda personally sent notes to the spouses and families of our trainers, thanking them for allowing us to have them on the road that long, and telling the spouse and family she understood what that meant. And there's the heart we see in Brenda. I was blown away when I learned that she did that. I thought, what a great idea. I'm not so bright. I didn't think of that. And that's Brenda. That's who she is. Brenda and I traveled together as a trainer for trainer certification and for development schools. We laughed a lot. We cried a little. We learned to agree to disagree. We became really good friends. Brenda, you so many lives. You've heard it here today. You'll hear more of it. I read it on Facebook. You made a true impact on everyone you touched and on Chase's training area, and you will be missed. It's my honor, Brenda, to be here today to congratulate you, to wish my colleagues and my friends the best retirement ever. Happy retirement, Brenda. I love you.
Good to hear from her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining, Lee. Okay, Chip is going to cue up a video for us, and I do want to mention as he's doing that this video